Hi everyone, welcome to Diana's Table. Today we're going to be making curry udon. It's actually a combination of curry rice, but rather than using rice, we're going to be using noodles. And it's very simple because I only need 3 ingredients to make it. Takes only maybe 5 minutes. It's a perfect weeknight dinner. So let's get started. First, prep the vegetables. We'll probably need about half an onion for 2-person serving. I'll just slice it into thin pieces. Set it aside. I'm going to be using this big oyster. I think it's called king oyster mushrooms in the States. This is really good. It's not really watery, and it's very chewy. So it almost feels like you're chewing on beef. So it's really good addition to the curry. I'm not going to use the top. I'm just going to use the bottom, the body part. I'm going to slice it again to fit with the size of the onions. Going to turn the heat onto the little pot that we have. Here, because we're using curry, I don't want to add a lot of oil, just a little bit, maybe a teaspoon. Vegetable oil. I will add the vegetables, onions, and the mushrooms. And I have beef. You can use actually shrimp, you can use pork. I'm using bulgogi beef, and I sort of chopped it into bite-sized pieces. I pre-seasoned it with a little bit of salt and pepper, and that's it. So once the onion starts to turn color a bit, I add the beef. Add the beef now. So when the beef is cooked a little bit and mixed with the vegetables, I'll add maybe a tablespoon, less than a tablespoon, small stick of butter. Butter is really important because it will really, obviously butter is the answer to everything, but it will bring out the flavor of the onions and act as a, agent that brings everything together. So butter is key. Here, it's pretty much done already. I'm going to put in just plain water. Because it's going to be noodle, I want to have a lot more soup than usually that I do with regular curry. I'm going to be using curry powder this time, but don't put everything in all at once because you want to make sure that the consistency doesn't become too thick. So put in 1/3 at a time. Wait for it to boil. Maybe 1 more spoon. I'm using sort of the medium flavor of the curry powder. You can use spicy, you can use a little bit mild. Sometimes you can mix the two. It's up to you. The flavor of the curry depends on your personal preference. So I'm going to wait for it to come to boil. So it's boiling, and I want to taste it just to make sure that the seasoning is right. So remember I said that we divide the curry powder into 3, and now we'll put in the last. And wait for it to boil once more, and then we're ready. We're finished. We're ready to put in the noodles. I'm going to lower the heat a little bit because I don't want my noodles to overcook. I have udon noodles here, a 2-person portion. I think maybe more than enough. So I put this in very carefully. And you're not really cooking the udon because the noodles already cooked, right? So we just want to make sure that it's heated, and then we're ready to serve. Okay, I'm going to turn the heat off, and just to add little touch of the smooth, to make it smooth, when you turn the heat off, I'm going to add a little bit, maybe a tablespoon of milk. This will make it very nice and creamy and smooth. And you won't taste that sort of the powdery taste of curry. Okay, we're ready to plate. So I put some noodles into the bowl. Now I need to put the vegetables and the beef and the sauce. The sauce is not that strong, it's very mild. So it's good to put a lot of sauce in. And then I have some chopped green onions here, and I will garnish it with some green onions on top. And it's ready.